Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with this week's tech guest, but as always, we want to give a shout out to all of our great sponsors. Now, remember, these are all companies. I used them as an AD. They're all great companies, and you should be using them too. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to Tech Tuesday, then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. We want to say thanks to Home Campus. Home Campus is the official high school sports administration platform for a number of states, thousands of ADs, and even if your school or state uses a different platform, you can still be a home campus school. I'm telling you, the athletic clearance and eligibility feature alone is a game changer. Go to homecampus.com to see all the things they can do for you. We also want to say thank you to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. When I became an AD, I made sure we were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com. Your coaches, your student athletes, even your parents are going to love all the things that they can do. That's huddle.com. We also want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the different events, or show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to their website and take a look at their interactive touch screen. That's right, touch screen video consoles. You put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be a magnet for kids, for coaches. How about parents and sponsors? Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Check out their great products today. We also want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Go to their website. You can schedule a live web demo to see all of their great products in action. You heard me say before, one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. That's sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to say thanks to our good friends at Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with tremendous success, and it's going to work for you. Go to SnapRaise and check out all their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's SnapRaise. We also want to say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing genius. Your school is doing some great work, and don't let it go unnoticed. Gipper provides easy-to-use tools and templates that help you tell your story, engage your audience, and grow your brand. Go to Gipper.com. Make sure you mention the podcast. That's Gipper.com. We also want to thank Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. Now, I didn't get my master's through the Ohio program, but my assistant AD did, along with thousands of others. And while they earn their master's degree, they also complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We want to thank our good friends at Hometown. Hometown is changing the game for schools and organizations with their solutions that includes things like, well, digital ticketing, big surprise. They're still the leading digital provider to schools and colleges. How about athletic website construction? Fee-free fundraising. Whether you're a principal or an athletic director, Hometown is going to show you how to save time, raise money, and bring your community together. That's hometown.com. And we want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. You know, at my school, we use surveys for everything, for kids, coaches, parents, and the information that came back was incredibly positive, and it'll be the same for you. We still got to hear from those squeaky wheel parents, but the survey allowed us to address their concerns, keep them from turning into something big, and hopefully convert them to that 98%. But talking about that 98%, having that data was incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with a parent, or maybe your principal, or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. That's athleticsurveys.com. And as always, don't forget to mention the podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. Got a really cool guest along with a really cool platform. We're going to be visiting today with Paddy O'Shea, and he's going to be talking about a platform called Coach Now. I came across this, just kind of surfing the net, and I'm just going, holy smokes, this is so cool. Like a lot of things, I wish they had it when I was coaching. So we're going to hear all about that. But Paddy O'Shea, welcome to Tech Tuesday.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, again, you and I were talking, before we started recording. Your background's primarily golf, but the application of the Coach Now platform goes across all sports. We're going to hear about that later, but we always like to let our listeners hear a little bit about our guests. So give us your quick bio, where you were born, where you grew up, and all that good stuff, and how you ended up with Coach Now.
Yeah, I am from the Bay Area in California. Spent most of my time in a town called Los Gatos,
Oh, yeah.
which is about 60 miles south of San Francisco and about 60 miles north of Pebble Beach. But I am immersed in golf my entire life. Every job I've had, I started playing when I was 6 or 7. I played high school, I played college. Um, I coached college. I gave my first professional lesson in '92. I should say paid lesson. I tried to play throughout my 20s, all the while involved in technology. '93 was with simulators. '99 was trying to convince golf pros that email was important. Into 2000, sending some of the first golf swings. '99, 2000 over the internet. I invented a golf dice game back in '99, 2000 called Golo, which allows you to play a round of golf in about a minute. And people gravitated towards an adult beverage, maybe, and some gambling with the game. It did very well. I was in a lot of mass markets. I parlayed that into 5 other sports game titles. Um, and then I even got into back into technology, into designing and developing an app for Apple, a game that was probably one of the very first few ones back in the day. And then I licensed that off and got involved in 2012 and 13 with a technology called Zepp Labs, which was some of the first sensors that measured movement. It was a sensor that looked like this. It sat on your glove,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
company based out of Beijing, and it sent wireless data to your phone about your golf swing. Really cool. For me, I got to dig into some stuff that no one had ever measured, like hand path, club path, something I called swing signature. But I also got to work with coaches, and that was outstanding. And really, my whole career is I have been working with coaches, coaching coaches, um, sort of on best practices, but in a lot of different ways. 2018, I started another venture called Upside Golf, and I was the first guy to put a magnet in a rangefinder, and then in a speaker, um, and have done that. I'm still doing that a bit, and got involved with a new technology again, which is virtual coaching with Coach Now. Probably have been at it now about a year and a half. But these guys have been around. They're going on their 12th year.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it.
Oh no! Again, I love the detail. I always love to hear the stories. And again, I know a lot. Probably most of our listeners are golfers themselves. I enjoy going out. To say that I'm a bad golfer is an insult to all the really bad golfers out there. But I'm sure there's some application there as well. Now, you talk about technology and the next big thing. As I was watching the videos, and you got videos on YouTube about the platform, I could just see Coach Now, which is the product, being applied across, just about any sport out there. So let's go and jump to the platform. What is it? How does it work? And why should our listeners care? And listeners, you should care.
Yeah. I mean, There's a lot to talk about, but just sort of in a nutshell is we white glove your coaching, and that old style coaching is it was the time that you spent with somebody. Um, there was some communication. Nothing was probably written down. Our founder, Spencer Dennis, back in the day, his problem was he wanted to communicate better. He wanted to communicate more effectively, and stuff was everywhere in the ether. You had spreadsheets, emails, phone messages, and nowadays you've got stuff everywhere, and he wanted to have it in one location, in one spot. And so, really, the idea is that he's I should say, has created an app that basically allows you to do any and all communication within one place, not only with individuals, but with groups, whether it's a team. And so, really, where coaching is heading, um, by 2032, they say that 60% is going to be either virtual or a hybrid thereof of coaching. And it really is white glove because what you're allowing people to do is to record any and every single conversation in a private space that no one else can see that lives forever. So it's like their personal sports or coaching journey with you as a coach. And that only makes you better. So then the whole conversation as well, you start to get into, we have a lot of coaches now that instead of charging for hourly, they're actually getting charged monthly or charging monthly, I should say, or annually. So it's giving a lot of freedom to coaches. You can coach from anywhere now. You get paid in a better way. Um, and you're in touch with your students 24/7.
Yeah, again, the applications for the private coach, of which we do have a lot of listeners, certainly allow them to be more effective. But again, for let's say that traditional, on-site coach, a high school coach that maybe teaches a couple classes a day and then goes out and coaches. Um, Basically, the platform you're taking video of your student athlete, in action, whether it's a baseball pitcher, a quarterback, a sprinter coming out of the blocks, anything, and then turning that video through the platform into to me, a full blown biomechanical analysis. That it's that old adage, tell me, and I might forget, show me, and I can now do it. The kids, the athlete can go back and watch the video with the coach, or as you mentioned, remotely, and that incremental, exponential improvement is really going to take off. This is one episode I think that video would really help us out. But again, we'll give out the website and how to get in touch with Paddy Shea later. But you know, uh, talk to that. Let's say that skeptical, cranky old athletic director, maybe in Florida. That's oh geez, how is this going to help me? How is this going to help my coaches?
Um, well, I mean, several ways. We are in a ton of high schools, grade schools, universities, but first and foremost, transparency. The idea that um, any and all communication can happen with parents, other coaches. It's a collaboration. So if you can imagine one of your students' page, you've got a couple parents on there, maybe another coach, and they collaborate and focus only on that student. So there's just 100% transparency, which is, as any coach knows at that level, working with kids, especially under 18, you need to have. But to me, the biggest one, because I've been coaching still, I'm still coaching, is, in a day and age where these kids have short attention spans, really, we all do, to be fair. Um, you know, you just don't know what they've learned or what they've listened to. A lot of times I flip the phone on them or I have them flip it on themselves and talk about and discuss what either we've worked on or what they're working on. So there's ownership in that. It's completely different learning. And then when they go back, I mean, let's say they take the summer off, they come back and they watch a video of themselves talking about either fields or positions they're trying to get into. No matter what the sport is, it's hugely beneficial. Not to mention, you can also have group collaboration where let's say you've got a team um, and a coach, three coaches, four coaches, parents. You can all collaborate in that group um, about whatever's important, really whatever you want. So it's just a whole nother level. Yeah, that's I
And,
think pretty much it.
no, and that's great. And what's really cool is the features that the platform provides. The video and the storage, slow motion, the skeleton tracking and the angle
Yeah,
detection, just so cool. The ability, as you said, to bring in other coaches or parents or even athletes to collaborate or to benefit from watching video of one kid for all the things that the platform provides. I thought the pricing you talked about transparency. The pricing is right there on your website. I thought it was extremely reasonable, even
yeah,
for a smaller school.
yeah. We're the most affordable. We have um, big discounts for schools. I mean, after all, we are coaches coaching coaches, so and we want to help and see people succeed. But yeah, we especially if you're doing multiple coaches, but a lot of major discount off a list to essentially help it make it affordable for your school. We also work with budgets. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at anywhere from on the pro level, 23 to $33 a month, um, or just for one coach. But there's just so much in there. And you I haven't even really gotten into the tools. The tools are phenomenal. Um, and they're fast. So, you can imagine the ability to drop a time clock on. Um, and we've got a coach cam in there where you can talk over video. We've got an AI skeletal tool that actually tracks two-dimensional motion. And then there's a versus button where you can compare and overlay video. So if you've got like, you know, um, a baseball player, basketball, whatever, and you want to compare a shooter to Steph, you can literally overlay the two. So yeah, I mean it's pretty awesome tool as far as both for the coach and the player.
Right. Again, for this Tech Tuesday segment, obviously, this is an audio podcast. I'm encouraging you when you're done listening to this, go to the website and check out the videos and check out the features. The voiceover stuff I thought was particularly cool as say in basketball, as the kid is taking their shots, you can give them, instant feedback on, angle and release and, a little higher, a little less.
Yeah,
And it's not just you with and again, not throwing any coaches under the bus, not throwing you under the bus, but it's precise actual physics that you are relaying to your athlete in real time. As a track coach, I did football too, of course, but as a track coach, I could just see this for the starters, for the hurdlers, for the high jumpers. I mean, all those things that are, flat out physics based and ankles are critical. I could just see the applications tremendously. Baseball is all about, the analytics now with whatever launch angles and all
yeah.
that stuff. But just some really, really cool stuff.
Well, you made a good point in that there's a voiceover feature that is really coaches, 99% of them are using it. And essentially the idea is you do a 30-second to 2 minute, for me, that is, I call it the gold in the lesson at the end of the lesson. I also do it in the lesson during the lesson. We call it working smarter, not harder, so that I remember what they're working on. They remember. I do it, and it might, obviously, it depends on the number that you're working on, but yeah, super effective.
Now, obviously, the platform's been out for a while. It's extremely popular. You can see and hear the testimonials. But for you as a coach, I know you've got hundreds, probably more than hundreds, of success stories of how the platform has helped the athlete get to that next level, whether it's, go to from JV to varsity or whatever to get better. Can you share just a couple with our listeners of how you've seen the platform help that kid make that jump?
Well, I mean, I can only speak personally, but I mean, we're working with some of the best academies in the world.
Right.
And I know of stories we've done. But, I've got kids that have, uh, improved their game, it just enabled them to get into college, for example, and be recruited to go, say, from a 10 handicap to a +2. Um, I, I, again, I think it's just the whole idea that you're actually having these athletes take ownership of their game, their own game. As a coach, you know that, I'm sure. And no communication goes is lost. So I wish I had a better example, but um, yeah, I know that through like from the IMGs in the world, Olympic teams, um, hockey, baseball, across the board, it's being used extensively.
Yeah. And I think that's as good of testimonials as somebody could want. I think most people, even those outside of Florida, have heard of IMG. I've been on their campus many times as a coach, as an official. Uh, the elite academies, the universities, they're using this technology. And oh, by the way, it's now available to you as a high school AD, a high school coach, at a very reasonable price. So let's go and give out those that information if they want to find out more. What's the website they should go to? And if they want to reach out to you and pick your brain as somebody who's been intimately involved and uses the program, how can they get a hold of Paddy O'Shea?
Yeah, well, they go to coachnow.io. It's got all the information that you need in there. Um, they can reach out to me at Patrick at coachnow.io. I give multiple Zoom calls a day with coaches around the world where I sit on just like this, a Zoom call, and I take you through the app step by step and answer any and all questions that you have, and do it within 20 to 30 minutes.
No, again, I can't emphasize enough to our listeners. Go to the website, check it out, and then this is a this is a platform, a product that really bears the visual demonstration. So reach out to Patty
Yeah.
and let
I,
him take you through it.
yeah, I'd also encourage coaches just to start looking into virtual coaching. Be an early adopter to technology. Don't be that, like the guy that didn't think email was going to be important or that social media was going to have effect on marketing. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's a game changer, and it's going that way anyways. So the earlier you get on board, the better.
No, absolutely. I love it. And that's what Tech Tuesday is all about. We try to promote, uh, you know, great tools, if you will, for the athletic director to share with their coaches or for the coach themselves. Patty, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to share with our listeners. All the best with the platform. And if there's anything we can do down the road, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thanks so much, Jake.
For our listeners, we want to say thanks to you and remind you that we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do Tech Tuesday just about every week and just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of athletics. So please come back and join us again on the next episode of the Educational AD Podcast. Hey, before we go, Patty told me that if you reach out to Coach Now and you end up, subscribing, purchasing their platform, they're going to give you a discount starting at 20%. And that increases depending on the number of coaches you want if you mention the podcast. So check out Coach Now. If you think it's something that you would want to add, and I'm telling you, if I was an AD, we would be adding this platform. Mention the podcast, and they'll take 20% off. Before we go, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Go to Gipper.com. We want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. That's vitalsignswalloffame.com. You'll find SnapRaise at snapraise.com. Sideline Interactive, of course, sidelineinteractive.com. Home Campus, homecampus.com. Huddle, they're at huddle.com. Athletic Surveys, athleticsurveys.com. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. And we want to say thanks to Hometown. You'll find them at hometown.com. Thanks again for listening. Don't forget that 20% off. We'll see you next time on Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast.